Good morning. Hello there, Apple Brooks. Okay, the title of this, Are You Being Spiritually Attacked? And for those who may not know what a spiritual attack is, it's when you are being, that's kind of hard to describe. It's like you yourself are being attacked. And it can come in many different forms, and it can come from many different types of people. It could come from a stranger. It could come from a friend. It could come from a family member. It can come from anywhere out of the blue. And it can literally catch you off guard. It's like you're not physically being attacked. It could be verbally. You could be having things done that would get you in the spiritual realm. It comes against the spirit inside of you. And I'm sure that people are feeling an uptick in the spiritual attacks. They are real. The enemy does use them. It could be a psychological and emotional. It could be any of those things. And it can come out of the blue, just like that. It's like a hit and run, boom, and boom. But the effects of it have long-lasting ramifications. They'll catch you off guard at times, and it'll stop you dead in your tracks. And that is the intention of those types of spiritual attacks. They will also leave you drained of your energy on the inside. It's like being around a toxic person, very, very toxic. You could probably categorize a toxic person as one that spiritually attacks you. That spirit inside that toxic person is attacking your spirit, trying to take your spirit out, to make you go into a downward spiral. Okay, there's toxic relationships, there's toxic workplaces. Did this phone just go blurry for a moment on me? Just for a brief moment like that. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming here, because I think this is important to talk about. Because these spiritual attacks I'm sensing, they're coming out of nowhere and in areas that you would not expect to find them. It's like their boundaries have been stretched out, expanded. The boundaries have been expanded for the spiritual attacks. They have more human vessels they can also get into many areas. And negative energy does retain itself in certain areas. There is a residue from negative energy. If you have encountered it, it can get on your clothing. It can stay in the spot, in the area where the negative energy occurred when something bad happened, a bad experience or stuff. And it can attach itself on you, or people you know, or a stranger. They could have been around some kind of negativeness, and that negativeness could have got on them. It's like, what could we, like static electricity and stuff, you can get shocked by it and things like that. Oh, you're about to sage, yeah. I was thinking about that, how it does. I've had times in my life where I just had an absolute, very negative encounter with individuals and spiritually attacked, and I had certain clothing on, and I thought, I cannot wear this clothing anymore because it represents that event. That stuff is on this clothing. Some people will go as far as sage, wash your clothes, donate, get rid of even furniture in your house, things like that. Things do have energy attached with it. Now there is good energy that is attached to certain things also. Very good energy. It stays there just like the bad energy. There's energy that we cannot see, but our spirits can feel it. And that's really rather complex to think about. Energy that you cannot see, at least in our physical realm. But in the spiritual realm, with spiritual eyes, you can see and feel that energy. The seeing is in the sensing and the feeling of that energy, no matter if it's not visible to the naked eye. So it is real. I do feel the physical or the spiritual attacks are on the uptick, and I think they are increasing. And they're coming from probably individuals or in places that you would not have expected. You could even pick up the phone and boom, you get a spiritual attack. Or this is not make-believe, okay? It's not. It's like a psychological warfare being played. You could say psychological, you could say spiritual, okay? It's like a spiritual abusiveness, a psychological abusiveness, all of that like there. And you are the target. You are the target. And I'm sure a lot of you have been the target of spiritual attacks, of psychological attacks, or someone that you love, someone that you know, or your friends. And they may not be able to recognize it. They may not be able to recognize why certain things are happening to them all of a sudden in their lives and what it is. Where did it come from? I truly feel that some portals have been opened. Some very dark entities have literally made their way through. And these entities, you may not see them with your physical eyes. You may not see them. You probably won't. Some people can. Some people do have the gift of seeing. Some people can read other people's auras, and it can tell you what type of energy their body is putting off. Okay, it can, based on the colors that they see on the inside. And you can also look into the people's eyes. If you are discerning, you can see what's inside that vessel right here. You can see what's inside that vessel because the eyes, yeah, it's like the eyes are connected to the inside. It's like the windows of the soul, you've heard. And some people have very dark, 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 dark eyes. Now, I have brown eyes. My eyes aren't that brown or something, but that's not what I'm talking. I'm not talking about the color. I'm talking about the energy that you see, what you see inside those eyes. Okay, that's what I'm thinking of, that person, coming off of that person, those vibes. That's what I'm talking about, you all. Hello. Thank you for joining me because I do feel that there are a lot of people who are experiencing these spiritual attacks and humanity as a whole. And it's not an isolated event. It's not. You cannot pinpoint this to a specific location. Because this spiritual energy, this dark energy, this negative energy, it doesn't matter. It does not differentiate on anything. It doesn't. Well, let's just say this. It doesn't like that spirit inside of you. Okay, this, the spirit of humanity itself, okay, that loving spirit and like that, I think that would be like one instance where it wants to come out against anything that is opposite of it. Because it wouldn't make no sense for it to attack itself, okay? Those that are like it, it would not. But it would make sense for when you're under a spiritual attack, that other entities join that spiritual entity and join in on that spiritual attack of that certain individual and or anything attached to it. Yes, they will join in. Okay? And this is not science fiction. This is real. You may not be able to see it. In some instances, you can see what's coming. You can see it. You can feel it. Um, and they want you to. They want you to know. That energy wants you to know. And they want you to feel it. Now, this video may not be for everyone. There may be some people who don't feel that this type of energy exists, that bad energy exists in the form of a spiritual attack or a psychological attack upon you, but it does, and or your friends, your loved ones, a stranger, total stranger. It does, and it will take on many forms. It will, many different types of forms. You'll see it in different ways because it has the ability to manifest into our physical realm. And I'm not looking forward to the day when that type of energy takes on a human form. I'm not. Or some type of physical form where everyone can see it. I'm not looking forward to that day. But it is a collectiveness. It's a collective spiritual energy that is out there in the unseen, at least from human standpoint, and it's manifesting, it's weaving its way into every crevice of our lives globally. This is globally, you all. And one has to ask themselves, where did this energy come from? Is it an otherworldly energy? Is it an energy that came from another dimension? Is it? Does it belong here on this earth? And why is it here? And why the uptick in these spiritual attacks against humanity? One could say that humanity is facing an invasion of interdimensional entities, otherworldly entities. You could say that humanity is under attack by an unknown species that has, I'm just letting the words flow out. I don't want to read the comments because it's going to distract my train of thought. Humanity is under attack. And it could be from an interdimensional being and otherworldly beings that some people may not be aware of, but it does not take away from the effectiveness of what it's doing. It's real. And I am sure that there are others, other people like me and you who hold higher positions of authority within the world globally. They know what's going on. They see it, they sense it. Some may even know where this energy came from. Some may know, and they're trying their best to fight it. And I do feel they are trying their best to fight this invading energy that should not be in this world, but probably is from another parallel world or another dimension that has invaded our physical world. And it's spiritual. It's gaining power. It's gathering with it more are joining it. And humanity itself, me and you and whoever else is watching this, they can come under a spiritual attack by this energy that is increasing, and it's on the uptick because it doesn't care who you are, where you're from. It doesn't. But it wants you to feel its presence. It wants you to know that it's here, and it's gaining in strength. And it is not from the light. It is not from God. It is not from Source. It's from the darkness. It's a dark, dark energy. And I think when we have massive programs that are funded and packed full of scientists from every single facet of science with skills, and they work on certain projects, and they have, maybe some have a goal where they just want to, like CERN. Yeah, it's interesting. They love science, and they like to look into the unknown and explore the unknown. But when it does open portals, when it does search for that dark matter, and when it does find it, of course they're going to be more curious. They're going to want to know more about it, and try to find the inner workings of it and how to harness the energy from that dark matter. Okay, and there are people, individual people, that will do that also. They will do their best to summon in things like that. This is not a joke, and this is not for somebody who don't want to talk about this or hear about this. Don't watch this video. You go watch something else. Don't watch this video. This is spiritual. I feel that humanity itself is under attack. It's a spiritual attack from a very powerful spiritual entity is growing day by day. It's the darkness. And there are a lot of other people who are sensing it, and they're trying their best to hold back the darkness, the attacks, to keep it from growing, because something of this magnitude that physical eyes cannot see needs to be dealt with in a spiritual sense. You're going to have to battle it in ways that the human eyes cannot see. And there are many, many people who are battling this on a day-to-day basis, some an hourly basis, minute by minute, trying to hold back this spiritual attack, okay, because it's going to literally take on a human, not a human, well, it could, a physical form. It's going to manifest into reality. It's just waiting for that perfect moment in time. And that's why we've got to be vigilant. We've got to stay alert, you all. We do. Because this ain't a game. Okay, this is not a game. We've been invaded. We've been invaded by a dark presence, a dark entity that is growing and growing. Okay, and it can't grow on its own. That's the thing. It can't grow on its own. The only way it can grow is if it gets more energy, and that energy is coming from other beings. Okay, other beings, other humans. And I know this sounds strange, but there are, if you want to call them aliens, let's call them aliens, alien entities from other dimensions. How about we say that? Let's just put two different terms in there to be, they've invaded this earth, this realm. There you go. This realm, these interdimensional beings have invaded this realm. Somebody has given them the okay. Okay, they have. And we've got to do our best to be aware of it, and we've got to hold it back. Don't fall for it. Don't entertain it. Don't let it take your energy out of you. It feeds off your energy too. You get angry and you start spreading that, it grows. Okay, it grows day by day when we do stuff like that. I'm very, very serious. It's growing. We don't want it to grow. We want to, especially, you hold your own space. Hold your own space, and all of everything around you, you be the person who stands guard. You stand guard. I stand guard where I'm at. I'm standing my ground. I'm standing guard. I'm on the lookout for this energy in whatever way it might show up. I'm going to stand my ground. I'm on guard, you all. I got this armor on. I encourage you to put on a spiritual armor. Uh, and so you can stay strong in your spirit and recognize it when it starts to try to poke through your space. Okay, because it's literally poking through this like a veil, like a spiritual veil. It's poking through, trying to get in. Don't let it. Stand your ground and stand guard. Be on the lookout because it's everywhere. It's trying to invade our space, our personal lives, all of our interconnections. It's trying to invade our space, and it's not of this world, you all. You could say that we have been invaded from another realm. You could say that. You really could, because it's something that we really can't see and we don't understand completely, but we can feel it. We can sense it. We can. And I just wanted to get on here and ask, have you been or are you being spiritually attacked? And if so, it's global. It's global and it doesn't belong here, but now it's here. Somebody let it in, or a lot of people let it in, or something massive opened up, found a way to let it in. And now we gotta stand guard, you all. We do. So with that being said, thank you so much for joining. Um, I appreciate every single one of you. I do. And I hope that you can find something that good from what I've said, something that will help you. And if you can't, if you think it's all hogwash, that's fine. This ain't for you. It's not. And don't take it personal for me saying it's not for you. It's for somebody, or I wouldn't be on here. So thank you for taking time out of your day to watch this. And we're under attack. We've been invaded by something from another realm. Okay? Stand guard, stand your ground. Hold that space for others who can't. Okay? Be there. Thank you so much. And with that being said, hello, wherever you are, in any part of the world. Hello, from my heart to yours. Love you, and thank you again, and thank you, moderators, and thank you all for keeping this a peaceful chat. And I'm so thankful that we have this type of communication where we can come together as one, as a family, and connect. It's wonderful. Technology can be used for good, and it can be used for bad. But I want to thank you all. I really do. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Love you.